Okay, recording in progress. So, okay. Let me see. So, muted everyone. So, Tanya, I'm going to mute you. Okay, Lani. So, let me introduce. So welcome everyone to our last day of our skin, face, body talk. And so, we are so fortunate because at the Athens Timely Cruise, I met Lanny. I know her for a long time, but I never had a chance. We were together for like 3 hours, asking questions, sharing stuff, and then found out about IO. So Lanny, my husband, has questions about IO stuff. And why do we need to IO ourselves? And so then I got Lani to talk about if she can teach us tonight about our well spa, how to use for our body. And then I said, we run a program once a month. Would you be like to be our speaker? And she, so nice. She agreed to come to teach us. So I want to welcome Lanny Sutiarto. Did I pronounce it
Yeah.
right? Yes. And she's from Indonesia, a team lead, really big team lead from there. And so you have the stage now, Lanny.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Margaret, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If you are joining, please chat in the comments. Tell me where you are. I see some familiar faces. Shumi, of course, I have met before many times. Mary, I have met, of course, and Amy. There's Lily. There's Jean. Hi, everyone. It is a pleasure. Thank you, Margaret, for inviting. I'm so honored. Yes, of course. I have learned many, many things from Margaret. Pat and Margaret have come to Jakarta, Indonesia, been our events as our superstar. And of course, in a heartbeat, we would love to share anything that we know, the little that we know. We actually learn a lot more from you. But this is what we do in New Skin World. We help each other. We share what we know. We give what we have in order to pursue the same dream, the same vision, and the same journey that we're in. So for those of you that have not met me before, my name is Lanny. I am Indonesian, but I'm currently in my second home in New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand. So I'm born in Indonesia. I grew up in New Zealand. So I've been here 15 years. During my childhood, I guess, growing up. Um, so I study, I work, and then I actually met New Skin in New Zealand. That was 23 years ago. So met New Skin, and of course, opportunity came for me when New Skin opened its market in Indonesia. Being Indonesian, I went back home. And after I learned about the product, the company, and help New Skin launch the business in Indonesia, that was 20 years ago. And my first love with New Skin was Galvanic Spa. How many of you have use Galvanic Spa? Love Galvanic Spa. If you are one of them, Rosini, how high? Please type me. Yeah. If you are also in love with Galvanic Spa and the product. So I know many of you, of course, that have been with New Skin, you know, Galvanic Spa is one of the best products that we have, among many other things. And of course, since then, we have expanded into many, many, many products and diversified. But my first love was with Galvanic Spa. In the last 15 years, I guess we have built our success story in Indonesia with Galvanic Spa. We have built a significant team in Indonesia using the tools of primarily with Galvanic Spa before it finally expanded, right? Because our H-Lock line then expanded into the nutrition line, into the body spa, into the weight loss management, and until last year, or actually 2 years ago for me, where I was introduced to this device called Well Spa. And so when Margaret asked me, so the last, I guess, 2 years, we've been experimenting a lot with the Well Spa IO, and I say this is my second love. Well, it's hard to say because every time there's new products launched, we always love it. But every now and then, there's, a significant product that you're gonna create millions and millions of dollars from it, and so your love just kind of expanded a little bit more. Um, so when Margaret asked me to share what we know, I said, of course, there's we would love. I share with what we know, with what we have experienced in our market, both from the product perspective, but also, if you don't mind me sharing, also, I think we are here, a family from around the world, also the business aspect, yeah, and so yeah. Well, spa. So about 2023, by that time, actually, I was in New Zealand. So I was in New Zealand during COVID, with my daughter, our family, because she wanted to study here. So I was resting in New Zealand, thinking, like, planning what is the next thing that we can build and drive our business with. And I when I receive a message that New Skin is planning to launch this device, company actually contacted us, Ronnie and I, because they knew that we have good experience with galvanic spa. And so we were lucky to learn about this device early in 20, well, sometimes in 2023, we heard about it, we start researching, we have great hope. And then we start experimenting once we get hold of this technology. Okay. Now, what happened was, let me tell you a story about what our first experience with Well Spa was, with pain management. So Ronnie, if you've never met him before, my husband of 25 years, now he has a pain in his neck. Now, during COVID, so it was obviously an injury that was from a long time ago, from 20 years ago. I think when he was younger, those boys play with sports, and he has an injury that never fully recovered. So, and then it was triggered, I think years later. So when he was doing some sports activities, and then during COVID, it happened again. He was doing pull-ups, and suddenly he felt a very, very sharp pain, and it was in the middle of COVID in Indonesia, and there was no doctors. We couldn't see any medical profession. So he was actually, there were times where, like, for months, he couldn't sleep. It was a sharp pain that's coming and go. But when it comes, it would be so painful that he would wake up in his sleep. So he was like this in pain for months and months and months. And of course, he's been through chiropractor, physiotherapy, all sorts of things. He's done, I think we calculated, like, he invests like $20,000 in years and years and years searching for a way to manage the pain, because every time he found something, a therapy, it would just reduce, manage it for a while, and then it would come back again. But every time you start exercising, it would trigger again. So, it was like, it was actually quite a nightmare. It was very, very painful for him. So when he got this, and the first, he was very skeptical, because he said, like, what does this little device can do? So anyway, he started using it for his neck. Neck and shoulders was actually here. And to his surprise, the first time he used it, his pain level actually reduced from level 8 to level, like, 4 or 5. It was, like, significantly reduced. And he was very happy with it. He used it routine. And then, like, after a couple of weeks of routine using and training, his pain level actually reduced by 90% and almost disappeared. So he was very, very, needless to say, he was very, very excited, because years of pain suddenly reduced, significantly, with a little device, things that he can use at home, and start playing around with that, like, what else can this device do, like, I've had this pain for years, and it was reduced significantly. So we started experimenting about what this device can do. We met with a doctor, and the doctor say like, I don't believe this little machine, this little device can, help with just pain and muscles. And, we gave him all the theories. He said like, look, I'm a doctor, but my husband actually just had a stroke 8 months ago. He is in therapy. We don't see much improvements. I would like to try this, right? So okay. So we brought it to I personally use it on her husband. And so this man came in in a wheelchair, in just 10 minutes of using on his one arm. 8 months of therapy post stroke, he couldn't even stretch his arm, right? So 10 minutes of using this from the neck down to the finger, I use it on the whole arm. He was able to stretch his hands. I use it on his leg. He wasn't able, he came in a wheelchair. He couldn't even lift up his feet. In 10 minutes, like he could lift up, he has strength, and start lifting up, moving his feet. And so what we saw was like, wow, in just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we see a significant progress of what much better than what he has had in the last 8 months prior to that. So we started like experimenting, oh, what else it can do for, other people. My parents, my father is an elderly man. He's healthy relatively, but he is 80 years old. He used to be obese, but now he's all right. But what we found is that his feet, he have cramps at night. And so I started using it on him, to reduce the swelling legs, before he go to bed, but pleasantly surprised that the cramps in the middle of the night just disappear whenever you use it at night. So he's very happy. And we started like, okay, you can, whenever you have, when you're treating an elderly parents, you can help with that. So we started experimenting, and then it finally launched on our market in 2024. We were so excited because the more we started using, what happened is there's more benefits. Obviously our first experience was, Ronnie's experience was quite dramatic with the pain in his injury. But we started to meet with athletes, and athletes start using it. Like, there was a girl to say like, I'm a marathon runner. I just ran 100K this week. I'm in pain. I've had this what they call a plataritis. So it was just pain, sharp pain in his heels, because she's been just overusing. And so it's like, well, can your device help with that? I said, well, let's try, right? So he said, I've had needle therapy. I've had so many therapy, only helps for a while, but it doesn't help in the long term. Like, so let's try, right? So we tried on her 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the heel, and then on the calf. And she stood up, and she's like, this is amazing, because like my pain is gone, but I want to see how long it lasts. So she waited the next day, and the pain hasn't come back. She waited the next week, and the pain hasn't come back. And she was very, very excited and see what this can do for, other athletes. And so we're working through with the athletes market. We started trialing on, whether athletes always deal with, pain and injury, and they just bear with it. So if there is a device that can help with them, they really, really, really love it. So 2024, when we launched it, we had a lot of experience by that time with, in the wellness industry, in the wellness part of the well spa, muscles, injury and pain, physiotherapy kind of, and the challenge with that is that there's just so many types of injuries. So we become very like expert very quickly because of the number of experiences we use. And then suddenly we realize that, oh my goodness, this is so hard to teach and to explain, because suddenly we're learning about trigger points, and we're learning about muscles and the whole body autonomy. And so it becomes very, very difficult for us to expand the business because we were become so expert in something. And so 2024, after Team Elite trip, we met with other leaders like Pat Margaret and so many other leaders in the trip, and we started to explore, like not only by that time we have a very rock solid belief on what this device can do, but we were thinking of like how do we create a duplication model that will actually work for fast for everybody to share, because we don't want people to start looking for sick people, right? Like, hey, what sickness do you have? Can I help with your sickness? Like, no, that's not a very good business model. We we want to serve the customers and solve their problems, but do it in a way that actually is simple and duplicable. Okay. And so finally, I'm so excited to share with you because in after 2024 team lectures about mid-year, so now we have a good 1 year of pivoting our strategy and perfecting our strategy, and not only we learn more about the technology and the device, but in the recent months we found a way that is very, very simple, that we can share with a lot of people. So I was sharing with Margaret in a cruise that in the last few months, just well, 6 months, really, 3 to 6 months, time goes by very, very quickly. We attracted many doctors and medical professionals that are very, very interested in the technology, but also seeing the results in their own body. And surprisingly, actually, it is very, very simple. So we pivot not only because the thing with this, yesterday I was listening to Rosalind presentation. It is an awesome presentation from a TCM perspective, the wellness. I learned a lot. And as you realize that this device, like the more we know about it, there's just so many use of it. So I'm gonna leave Q&A at the end. We can explore, but let me share with you how we finally managed to create a simple program, wellness program, using this device. And especially for body shaping. So we pivot from wellness because the thing is, with this is an integrated beauty and wellness. So you can look at it from a beauty perspective, you can look at it from a wellness perspective. And I really believe that both beauty and wellness is such a big market, and to create a niche where it is integrated. We have a technology that will integrate both beauty and wellness. And the way we work it out with our market in Indonesia is that we go through the beauty, but actually we end up with wellness, right? All right, so let me share with you a little bit about what we do, which is the program. So we created not just a product sales. We actually created a wellness program. I am trying to share. Okay. Can someone let me know if they can share my slides?
Yes, we can see your
Okay.
slides is wellness program.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let me share with you a little bit about just a couple of slides, and then we can go Q&A and dive into specifically how we use it now for what we call a fat loss activation program. So it's a wellness program that integrate both beauty and wellness. And like like I shared before, this is a struggle between like beauty market is so big and so wide. Wellness is even bigger, but how do we create, how do we focus, how do we pivot between this, right? So we found a way where we can go through the beauty but actually end up with wellness. And so everybody's dream, um wait, my slide is a little slow. Mm, mm. Sorry, it's still going.
She went off.
Oops. Wait. Sorry. I think it crashed.
You know, if you okay that you can send it to Rosalind. Do you Rosalind's messenger? Or you can
Sorry.
send to me. You can send to me.
Uh,
Messenger.
yeah, just give me a minute. Oh no, it's my wait. It's my slides. It's my PowerPoint that actually my PowerPoint that crashed. Oh goodness, wait. It's my PowerPoint that actually crashed.
It's okay. You can reboot it and we'll wait. No worries.
I've tested before I start this. Okay. Let's see if this works.
Yeah.
Let me see. You know what? Let me just.
If you want, you can just send it to me if it's a, and that's PowerPoint. I'm not that good at it, but I'm okay. I could do, you send to me and I'll send it to Rosalind and she knows what to do.
I can send it. I'll send it to Rosalind.
Okay. Let me check.
Yeah, she's the best one. She could create your flyer, boom, like that in 5 minutes.
Okay, Margaret, please make me a co-host so that I could share when I receive it. Yeah, make me a co-host. Margaret. Okay, got it. Thanks. Got it.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi. Hey, I'm just trying to get the PowerPoint back to work. Hang on a second.
My technical support is here.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm the cable man, the multimedia.
Y'all have that.
All right.
Always good.
Okay. First quit.
Yeah, first quit, and then we launch again. You can keep on talking.
Yeah, okay. Let me keep on talking so that I don't bore and make everybody wait. All right. All right. So the program is based on so we call it a fat loss activation. So the main thing that we do is it's not just the device, because device alone is only limited of what we can say of the benefit in the restore, whatever the 3R of the company. I said I can't even remember what the 3Rs are. It's not a words that I can market. So we create a program instead, and the program actually require not only using the device, the technology that we have, but it is using a lifestyle change. So it's the way you eat and the way that you exercise and you move your body. Now, before we actually start this program, I tested this on about 60 women. We did our own sampling, 60 women to figure out using the device, the technology, what are the best way to use the device? Like what is the best movement? What is the best way, to combine it with exercise? Do you do it? Got it. My Superman helped me restore. My slide is back.
Hallelujah.
All right. Thanks, honey. Okay, I am back on track. All right. So this is what we see as the market, right? People, even they look healthy and slim, what we found is that they're skinny fat, they have beer belly, they're obese, obviously, cellulite and stretch mark, post-birth, massive problem. Now, another thing that we see is that we're starting to see trends now, lymphatic drainage. Now, I think Rosalind have explained it very well yesterday about the importance of having our lymphatic health free from all the clogging. So I'm not going to repeat the benefit of lymphatic drainage, just keeping it healthy, because I think we talk about circulation. We talk a lot about part of the health, not only on the cellular health, but the blood circulation, but very little actually medical field talk about the lymphatic circulation. Now, so we learned that keeping it healthy, that the blocked lymphatic drainage is the source of many health issue, as we discover, right? So we saw this opportunity. And you know why the medical field are not talking about this? The doctors are not talking about this. First, there's no drug that can solve this problem. That's why there's no money. Pharmaceutical will not touch it. The only way that we can get our lymphatic drainage unblocked, unclogged, is when you exercise and live healthy. Now, so the medical field, hospitals, doctors, pharmaceuticals can't sell anything. But this actually represents a very good opportunity for people in the wellness space, together with all the other holistic program, to actually solve this problem. Because if you can solve this problem, we actually solve many of the health issues. So I love this angle as we discover many usage. But when we talk about everything, actually it gets very complicated, and not only our customers and confused, we get confused, right? Because there's so many health benefits. Now, with Galvanic Spa, it was very easy parts. One device, multifunction, face, body, and hair. It was very distinct body parts, like, okay, this is for the hair. You use a different serum for the hair as you do for the face, as you do for the body. Like 3 body parts, 3 body serum that is different, and 3 different usage. But with this one part, like the same body parts, but depending on which serum or the gels and how you use it, will give different benefits, right? So we decided to focus on the lymphatic drainage, the health of this. And what I love about this is that actually it's an enabler. You solve this problem, it becomes an enabler to solve many problems that we see around beauty and health, right? And so lymphatic massage, manual lymphatic massage, become a trend in our markets. And we see an opportunity where the Brazilian lymphatic massage is becoming popular now in Indonesia at very costly, like $100, $200, $300 for one massage, 1 hour. So I tried a few of those to survey and understand, like, oh wow, this is incredible, but like, who would spend $300 one treatment for 1 hour, where you can have this device with the same results in the convenience of your own home, that is very simple. And and achieve the same thing. So this is why we created a program, a wellness program called IO Pro, using the device, but together with the lifestyle, the holistic lifestyle, right? But we position it that will help the body's ability to actually metabolize as fat. Now, so obviously it is using the first part of it is detoxification, but then the later part of it's a 30-day program. The first part of it is detoxification, but then after that we can use it for either they want to focus on sports for the muscle, they want to focus on continue on their body shaping program, or they want to use it for pain management. Okay, but most people actually just simple. How can I get healthier? How can I lose belly fat, which is a source of many other health issues? So start something really simple. Okay,
私
so
もちょっと見たいと思ってるんだよ。
so
あ
it's
れ、
a three.
今日のやつ、今のやつでしょ？今やってるんだよね。
So let me help.
Sorry, I just muted her.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay, so it's a 3 steps program. One, using this device. Number 2, of course, eating healthy, and it's a simple TR90, TRME diets, and a simple exercise. Now, this one, obviously, people's level of exercise are very different and varied. Most people that have no basic understanding of exercise, we show them a simple exercise that they can use with the device with the purpose of moving their lymphatic blockage. Okay. All right. So we get many results, incredible results. We, like I said before, we actually experiment on 60 women, so I have seen different kind of stomach that people have, the small one, the big one, the really big one, the one you can't see. But I've seen every sort of tummy and say, okay, let's experiment. What is the best way to use this device with the target of, so we focus on the midsection, and to see results for 30 days. And then after 30 days, people can actually use it on the upper body, lower body, and other parts, okay? Because we want to focus on the lymphatic health first. Now, the results that we get first time usage, people lose either between 2 to 3 centimeters up until 13 centimeters in one-time treatment. This is incredible, so like you say, how can people lose, measurement that fast? And number one, actually, because it's a fluid movement, and we actually tell it's not fat. This device does not burn fat in one time, but it does help to move, to create fluid movement. And therefore it creates a detoxification, because we are moving the blockage and improving the lymphatic health. And that's where people lose measurement fast, right? And then if you continue doing it, then of course it will improve your fat metabolism, because what fat is basically excess hormone and excess toxin. So people who are healthy, eating healthy food and have healthy lifestyle and still cannot lose fat in their body, it is because they have excess hormone and excess toxin. And by doing lymphatic drainage, the massage, and you get rid of that toxin in your fat cells, suddenly we see that fat metabolics just improve, so their fat metabolism improve. Now, initially we thought it is just so there's different levels of fat, right? 2 different kinds. There's a subcutaneous fat, which is the fat under your skin. So people are not exercising enough, they have the flabby, right? The flaps. So we call it subcutaneous fat. But the more dangerous fat is actually the visceral fat, the fat inside your organ that's a hard fat that's wrapping your organ. And that's the one that's actually causing people to have heart attack and all sorts of health issues, actually the visceral fat. So initially we thought that by doing well spa together with obviously the healthy lifestyle, that we would target more on the subcutaneous fat. But actually, we're seeing results with people losing visceral fat even. So this is really, really good. And number four, in the long run, it helps support healthy immune system. And this is where, the thing about immune system, it actually impacts everything else in our body. Whenever we have the next scare of the next COVID or the next virus or even just flu, like if you live in the country where you have to get flu shots and all that, the best way to get protection is actually improve your immune system, because by improving your body defense system, that's your shield and protection, instead of trying to control the external factors, control the internal factors. And so but this one comes from education. You can't feel immune, like, is my immune good or immune bad? Well, you can feel it, but there's no measurement. No, so it comes with education. All right. So I just want to show results, and then we go and then I want to do the demo through video, and then we go for some Q&A. All right. So this is a trial, 5 weeks. Actually, this is the early part of our trials. 5 weeks, just device, no change in lifestyle. We see measurement reduced by almost 10 centimeters, 9.5. But of course, what's amazing is actually the texture, the stretch mark, and the shaping of the stomach. Now, our markets are predominantly Muslim. So 80% of our leaders are Muslim, and we're working in the Muslim environment where it is very hard to get a testimonial with an open body parts like this. And so, well, you can see here, right? The cellulites improve a lot, but we get a lot of, obviously people have to cover and using their clothes. But we have many, many, many testimonial. This is once we moved the program. So with specific things, we tell people how to eat, how to exercise, especially using the device, after the device, right? So this is a 3 months trial without program. The waistline reduced 20 centimeters, their weight reduced by 12.5 kilogram. Now, what's amazing is that ginjal kidney and blood sugar, HbA1c, that's the measurement of your blood sugar, improve significantly. Now, obviously, this gentleman is having obesity. We're still can't claim our program is a weight loss or weight management. That's why we just say it's a fat loss activation program. We activate the fat loss, the fat burning part of the body by detoxification and the fat loss. And then if people have actually serious obesity issue, we actually have nutrition and even the full TRME program, for better results. But this one is just purely using 30-day program, our eating plan, our exercise, and device, right? The pain, the back pain that he has from syaraf kejepit itu apa? Bulging disc has improved, and the pain, yeah, the pain in his feet and his knee also improved better. And of course, that's because of his weight also reduced, right? This lady, he continued on for 60 days. He lost 15 centimeters, weight reduced by 9 kilogram. His knee got better. He's more active with his body. The clothes that she was using 10 years ago even fit in again, and so this lady, she eats using our eating plan, which is the TRME plate. We using exercise, just simple exercise, enough sleep, and the right nutrition with this as well. Okay. All right. So we actually have a lot of other testimonial. But this is what you see. We, for simplicity purposes, we measure it in 3 spots. So the mid section is actually right in the belly. And then we measure the upper stomach is 3 fingers above the belly and 3 fingers below the belly. So we actually measure in 3 different area. Okay, now why? Because what we see is that some people reduce a lot in the upper stomach, some people reduce a lot in the middle, and some people reduce a lot in the bottom stomach. And like, we don't understand why. Some people reduce, like I said, 2 to 3 centimeters in one go. Some people reduce 10, 13 centimeters in one treatment. Now, of course, we can't do this kind of claim because that's why we use program and not just device, because of course it's not a magic device. The device only helps to activate it, but of course it has to be sustained with healthy lifestyle. So I'm going to show you, how we actually do the treatment with the device using a video. And then I can answer any questions that you guys have, because I think probably for many of you just want to know, how do you use it optimally? Okay. Now, so Rosalie showed you how to use it around the breast that was great. I learned from a lot, Rosalind, yesterday, but I've experimented and become an expert in the midsection, and it's actually just a simple 1, 2, 3. Only 3 movements. It's very doable with only 5 minutes a day. So our promise to people is that if you use it for 5 minutes a day, in 5 days, you will lose 5 centimeters. Okay. Now, with notes, asterisks, and highlights and because people will see faster results faster if they have a lot of water retention. People that say, how come, like I only lost 3 centimeters? What's the difference? Well, it just doesn't have that many water. It's just a lot of fat. It means it's more fat than it is water. So the lot of the reduction in measurement is because it's the water retention in the beginning. But if you continue it, then what happened is we have one lady. She's obviously already following our eating plan for many years. She's one of the leaders in New Skin, and she's like, I'm not getting the results, like just 1, 2 centimeters, 3, but I'm not getting like, because she's quite chubby, right? But she's like, I'm not getting the results. Only a few centimeters, and up and down, up and down. And she's been eating clean, she's been taking supplements, she's been exercising, and then adding this on top, and she's not getting results. Now she'll just have stubborn fat. So that's it. It's just, it's just not a lot of water. You just have a lot of fat. Now what happened is that she just continued doing it. After the 11th day, suddenly she see a lot of reductions. In the waist. And so it just means the fat, like once the detoxification process happens, you remember the fat metabolics start to kick in, and then of course your immune system is all going to improve after that. So if your body, so lymphatic health is basically you are enabling your body to restore its ability to heal itself. And this is what I mean by, it's a great program where it's an enabler. It's an enabling whatever health program that you already have, and will magnify it even better. So if you're already healthy, you might not need it for, the waist reduction, or you already achieve your optimal health, body shape, but still for health purposes, you will increase and enable your body to heal itself. All right. Okay. So let's come back, because most of our clients that we want to help and serve actually don't have, I think about, 95% of people that I meet still want to have a better shape. And this is how we show them, like, if I can show you to have a better shape, lose at least 5 centimeters from your belly, from your midsection, and have a better health, would you be willing to learn and give me 5 minutes. All right. So this is, I'm going to show you a video, only 3 movement. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to share. Okay. Okay. You should be able to see it. All right. First step, from behind, forward, down to the Okay, so let me just talk it through as well. So the first step is actually from behind your waist, down to the front, right? As much as you can reach from the back, but from the front. And then you just have the important things actually people have to know the waist bin, like where's the bin, right? The bin is actually the big drainage is actually, what do you call it? I don't know what it is in English. Can someone help me? On the side of your legs, the upper of your legs, what do you call it?
Oh, the groin area?
Groin area. Yeah. Okay. So if you know, let me just stop it. So important thing is the bin, like where do you move the water to, right? So the groin area, obviously, and here, right? Just apa ini? Gut. What do you call this? Margaret, what do you call this?
Don't know. I actually don't know. Rosalind, we need help.
Rosalind, I don't know, the English name for
The name, yeah.
it's
It's
also
right
got,
between your breastbone, right between your breastbone, right
below
underneath,
your breastbone, below your breastbone.
below the breastbone, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So first movement is from behind, like here, as much as you can hold it, waist, but important is actually you slide it down to the groin area, right? And then of course the other side. Yeah. Shoemaker says solar plex. Okay, now this is the second movement. Straight from below, pull it up. And the third one is just a circular movement, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then down to 6 o'clock, and then go straight up. All right. Okay, I hope that helps, because sometimes the best way is actually to show it in person, because some people say like, I don't see results. I'm not seeing measurement reduce. Either you don't have a lot of water bloating and water retention, or you're just doing it wrong. Okay, now a couple of tips that that helps is that do it slow. The movement is slow and light, because lymphatic is actually very thin under the skin. And this is where if people press too much, you people do it here for the muscle is okay. Like if you do it on the shoulder, if you do it on your call, if you do it on the muscle part, is actually okay. But if you want to target the lymphatic drainage, it's actually very, very soft just under your skin. So that's why it's going to be a light movement and slow, right? So that would be my best advice. And I said, if you do it right, you will see results. And it's very, very satisfying to see people. It's simple, it's easy, and it's a 1, 2, 3 program, and we're getting good results. Yeah. So I hope that helps, Margaret. And let's just open any questions.
Sure.
Shoot, if you have any questions.
Anybody has questions? It was such a wonderful talk. Oh my God. I have to start. I know what I need to do. I need to measure, because if I don't measure, it's like every day I look at my tummy and says, nah, didn't move at all.
Yes.
We
You
need to
gotta
measure.
measure, and you have to measure in 3 spots. Remember, if you measure in one, sometimes, and I don't know why, but like I've seen 60 stomachs, Margaret. So like people just have different shapes and different, part of the body that's retained the water. Some people really lose a lot of water in the upper stomach. Some people really lose in the middle and some people really lose below. So you got to do it in 3 spots, right? And if it's some people, you know, it's better if they do it for you. If they do it for you, and make sure you measure it in the similar time of the day and in the same posture of body. So if you're standing and then you hold your you know, you open your legs widely the same length. The 3 spots, Emmy, is so the middle, your midsection is actually your belly button, right? So that's your middle part. Now, and then 3 fingers above and 3 fingers below. Okay, and that should give you a good indication. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's
Yeah,
good.
and measure it like, say, if you the first time you measure it is actually in the morning. You know, I usually do it like first time you measure it before you do the treatment and then you exercise. So we've experimented, like, is it better to do the treatment before exercise or after exercise? Well, if it's for muscle purposes, it actually doesn't matter. But if it's lymphatic, we actually say it's better to use the treatment and then exercise, right? And then you measure again. Yeah, so you measure it on day 1, right? And then before after, so that you know that first time, what is the measure, how much centimeters you lost, and then on the 7th day. So you have a 1 week results, okay? And then you measure it 14, 21, and 20, 30 days. So like a month results. So in 1 month, I lost how many centimeters? Now, we used to have machine that, you know, the Omron machine that can measure your body fat analysis and all that. Of course, if leaders have access to that, that would be great, because our leaders that actually start measuring themselves, they see reduction not only in measurement, then of course in body fat and even in visceral fat. But for simplicity purposes, measurement tape is just so manual and so simple that it is duplicable. And people, you know, and we educate a lot on central obesity, women with more than 90 centimeters and men with over 80 centimeters is already considered have central obesity. And you know, the risk of central obesity is, you know, associated with metabolic syndrome and all the other diseases, you know, that we see. Yeah. The spots. How it helps with frozen shoulder and sleep. Yep. Frozen shoulder, Emily, it's complex because it's not so much with the lymphatic. Again, if you have a frozen shoulder, actually very, very good. But it is actually part of the muscle area. Remember I said that the thing about this device, we can do this like all day long, because one device, it has many, many benefits. It targets many, many area. And depending on what is your needs, and how do you use it, right? Now with frozen shoulder, obviously it's a different movement, and it is better that somebody do it for you, because it starts from the neck, shoulder. You got to do the whole parts, you know. You got to do the whole parts from the back and also the hands. Yeah. The sleep, amazingly, with our program, we see bowel movement, we see improve sleep. They're less stress, I think. They just, I think this, the stress part also comes from the gel and the serum. Oh, by the way, all lymphatic massage, we use the gels only. We used to mix it, gel and serum, and then we trial it with gels only. Gels only works better, right? So don't mix it when you're doing lymphatic. It is just gels. Yeah.
Wow. Great. Good answers. Okay.
Mm.
Anyone else has any? Hold on a second. I think everybody's happy. Jean even talked about 3 fingers before, above the belly button, and 3 fingers below the belly button.
Thanks for typing, Jean. Jean has,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. And like
Wow.
anything else, just trial it on yourself first, create testimonies. It's very simple. And that way it's easier to share.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And it's
Wow.
a good sell if people want to share it because we found this work for us because it's simple enough and you're not looking for sick people with specific problems because like some of frozen shoulder, athletes, these are subcategories. But if you're looking, but everybody, men, women, and men looking for ways to lose few inches of their stomach, and to look and feel better. And then, but it's an entry, it's a doorway to actually then we can educate them on whether they care more about cellulite and stretch mark and use more of the serum to focus on their body parts that want to get rid of cellulite and stretch marks, or they want to focus more, or they're an athlete, they're runners, they're competitive sports and whatever, or they just exercises a lot, they focus on the muscle. If they have specific pain, then in consultation, we show them exactly how to use it for this specific pain. And, that's so people don't have to learn everything and gets complicated. I think the best way is just focus on something simple, something that everybody need, and then there's a lot of upsell and benefits, whether it's sleeping, whether it's people requiring for bowel movement, and all that. Yes, what supplements we recommend? So we actually have the basic program is just the device with coaching. We have premium, which requires supplementation with consultation depending on what they need, Rosalind. So this is where you can adjust it with every markets. What some people just need an extra like reset or meta for their wellness, metabolics, if there's their issue. Some people add tea green. But of course, the ultimate program, if they're really concerned about their weight management, TR Me, that's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months program. Or so it's a customized. That's why instead of, I think we have moved away from selling to consulting. So this is a balance of, something, a package is simple, so we can duplicate, and then we can upsell depending on what people need according to the lifestyle. Some people are professionals and they already take a lot of nutrition. Then we can introduce the scanner to the Prism, Life Pack, Omega, and all that stuff. But you all experts here in wellness in your different area. I think consultation is the best way, depending on what they need. So, is it okay to use WellSpa after surgery? Oh, okay. With knee replacement, well, obviously after their yeah, avoid open wound. So with any surgery, make sure that the wound has already closed. The same thing with people if they have C-section and all that, make sure the wound is already closed. If the wound already closed, with knee replacement, of course, they can use it in conjunction with the post-operation program to help them recover. Yeah. So same thing if they haven't had the operation, they can use it to support to help manage the pain pre-operation. So with the like knee area, the same thing with bulging disc issue. We should say it's a program that supports their recovery program instead of a program that actually heals them because this device does not heal them, of course. Yeah.
Wow.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Lanny. It was really a smashing program. So today we learned a lot from you. And if we may, in a month or two, if we could re-invite you to come and talk again, all right? And
Absolutely. Need to
amazing.
share.
Yeah, this is amazing. I learned today, I got to really measure my belly. That's what it is. Okay. And then I have to do, so 5 minutes a day. What you do is if you have two machine, 5 minutes is kind of easy, even. So you really mean like each side, 5 minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
some people don't have time. 5 minutes a day for both sides is fine. But obviously, if you have a bit more time, 5 minutes left, 5 minutes right is better.
Because
Oh,
because the objective is not to, most people will think that the device is to burn fat. because you cannot burn fat with the device.
Mm.
The main objective is to release the
The
trapped
tox- yeah.
water. So once you have that better lymphatic drainage, then the fat metabolism will kick in.
Mm.
Ah, okay.
So it's 5 minutes a day here.
Wow.
Just 5 minutes a day, but do it routine, like consistently. Just like anything else that we build, whatever we do, consistently actually have much greater benefit than people who actually invest 1 hour and then they don't do it at all for 1 month, right? So 5 minutes, try it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes for you, Margaret. So 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes a day, but do it every day for the first 7 days. Then you see really visible results, and then you just then we say our program is 30 days, 30 days
Mhm.
program. Yeah, together with
Agree.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put on gallery view. If all of you can turn your video on, and then I will take a picture for 3. There was lots of people today. Ready, on, ready, set, go. First pager. Okay. Second page. Hold on. How come it's not clicking? Yeah, second page. Come on, second page. Everybody turn on. Come on, note 9. All those people who are secretive listening to this talk and learning all the secret. And we have to share also on the third page. Oh, Pike Lang, Happy Mary, Ikue Yamada. Boy, you guys don't turn your video on. All right, I took pictures anyway, so you know. Okay, so this is great. Oh my God. So thank you so much, Lanny and Ronnie, both of you, and your lovely talk. Yes, yes. Okay, maybe. You know what, Ronnie, maybe you should come to our Pharmanex talk. So next week, we're going to have Dr. Joe Chen on day 3.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. So, and talk about naturally talk about Prism. Okay. Yeah. Prism IO. So, okay. So thank you so much. So this conclude our week 1 for, this is what, July. I was going to say August, July. And then next Monday, we're going to start first talk the history of Pharmanex by Frank Young, Tim Lee from Hong Kong. Okay. Okay, though. Thank you so much. If anybody has any more questions, I see all these messages popping up. Hold on, let me just go through. Oh, no questions. Everybody just had a great time. Okay. Thank you, guys. I have to check on the map where Auckland, New Zealand is. I heard that Jeff, so you know Jeff Magami?
Jeff
And so,
yes.
yes, and he's flying somewhere. I thought maybe he's flying to Australia's convention this weekend.
Yes. There's Australia convention right now happening.
Oh, I know. Okay. So
Right.
thank you, Lonnie. Thank you, Ronnie. Okay. Have a nice
Thank you,
weekend.
Nani Ronnie.
Yeah.
Margaret
And
and
Thank
happy
you.
Patrick.
Thank you
Canada
so
Day.
much.
Thank you.
Happy Canada
Thank
Day
you.
in USA tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. This
Margaret.
was
Thank
fabulous,
you, Margaret.
fabulous
Thank you,
presentation.
Lanny.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.